We are down 9% over the last 2 trading days. Nancy Tengler is a holder of this stock, was there at the event of Laffer Tengler Investments, and you too have a little bit of element of more questions than answers right now.
And it's based on experience. I just want to say you got in Cybercab.
Yeah.
Go from there.
Yeah, well, it's awesome. I mean, Elon said the future should look like the future, and it does look like the future. We just don't know when the future is. I mean, there were no details except the Cybercab will cost, less than 30 grand. It'll cost 20 to 30 cents a mile, but if you add in regulations,
yes.
40. And that just felt a little bit like this to me, because there was no substantive backup to that. And so if you were there to be wowed, it was filled with wow. I mean, Optimus stole the show for me. There were, the robo-van is super interesting, but when, and we heard nothing about the ride-sharing app. We heard nothing about...
Can I just jump in on that point? Because we've done a lot of reporting on this business model, and the piece of news that immediately jumps out is that Cybercab is going to be available to buy. And that adds another facet or dimension to the master plan. Do you understand the proprietary ride-hailing app that Tesla will one day offer us?
No, because we don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, he said a lot of things. There was a comment about Uber drivers are going to be the shepherds of the flock, but what does that mean? We're going to do away with parking lots because these cars are just going to keep going, so you can get, lend your car back, and the parking lots are going to be replaced by parks. It sounds like he was running for office,
Which might be a criticism of what's been happening at the moment, because look, you are an investor. We see the pop in the shares of Uber, of Lyft today, because we thought there would be more of an articulated plan.
Let's bring up Uber and Lyft, because it's really important.
Is that as an investor?
It is. Now, it depends on when you got in, but we just added Uber to our 12 best ideas portfolio about 2 months ago. It was just lucky timing because it was right before they announced their partnerships. That was the winner last night. Uber was the winner of the event, and I think enjoyed it very much.
But in the near term, you mean? Sorry,
yes.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, because now they were worried at the IPO that Tesla would replace them. And this is proof positive.
Proof positive for the stock.
Yeah, that it's maybe a decade. And so a lot can happen between now and then. And I think that was the disappointment, that we didn't hear anything about the Model 2. There was no specificity on things that investors care about. Now, the retail crowd that was there, were shouting out, "We love you, Elon," and it felt like a party.
Yeah, what was it like being there for the first time at one of these events, surrounded by the retail? It's
pretty cool. Actually, that was the most fun for me, talking to retail investors, why they own the stock, why they own the cars. But these are devotees. It felt like a concert, like a mosh pit of groupies right in front of the stage. Yeah.
Marguerite, who's running the show out of the control room in New York, bring up some video of the Cybercab. I want to make a point here and ask a question to Nancy, just by looking at it. If you're going to do that and offer to sell it for $30,000 US, why not just stick a steering wheel on it and some pedals and sell it for $25,000 like a normal car?
I know, and he even said, there's no steering wheels and pedals, and we hope that goes well. I mean,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's right.
This is the
robo-van,
right?
as well. So the robo-van, again, one of his skills is keeping investors looking to the horizon.
Right.
Is that something you then redo your whole Tesla model on when you see something like that?
Yeah, no, because when? I mean, we haven't seen the Model 2. We're supposed to see it first half of next year. This would have been a good time to kind of give investors a sense of what's going on. I think across the board, institutional investors were disappointed, and we're seeing it in the stock price, but even in the reporting afterwards. And I expected the stock to trade down, even though, Optimus is super cool.
Do you stay in the name, as committed in the name as you are?
Yes, because we got in at 108 when he was selling off in January of 2023. We've sold back some as it rose to 270 and so forth. But I think you want to own it for the next 3 to 5 years. You may just not want to own it for the next 1 to 2 years.